Medic's Log, Week 9, Year 0.
So I was just making my way up here to move our second farmer into the farm, and he's not there. I guess I should have checked that before I built this rail all the way up. The good news is, though, the first guy got in without a hitch. Not in here. Oh no. Well. Okay, so either he's really cleverly hidden, or he's gone. That's a bummer. Okay, well, maybe he... Oh, wait. I did not... You know, I was worried about you, buddy. Like, you can't just play hide and seek. You can't just play hide and seek with me like that. It's frightening. Okay? Give me a heart attack. I was worried you were dead. Dead!
Alright, so I just spent the past couple hours kind of chilling out, reading some, organizing my research notes, while occasionally punching zombies with a potato. And it was a very satisfying feeling to vent all of my aggression on these zombies using one of my favorite foods, the baked potato. So I figured I would bring you guys in to A, show you what I've done here, and then B, kind of explain a little bit about the research that I've been doing, because it's been a while since we've talked about that. So, but anyways, I've been doing some research with this zombie spawner on where exactly the zombies and other monsters that just appeared in the world came from. And I've had a couple of different theories, and I'll tell you a bit about them. So my first theory was that the Nether was somehow infecting the overworld, which is just kind of what we call our world, our planet, I guess. And kind of the logic behind that was that there are skeletons in both dimensions. There have always been skeletons in the Nether, at least I believe so, from the journals of the various adventurers. And so they didn't start appearing in the overworld until around the same time zombies did. And speaking of zombies, we have captured a few zombie villagers in the process of digging this out, so we'll cure them a bit later this week. But that theory didn't completely resonate with me. It didn't seem like a probable answer because, well, the darkness connection. So monsters appear when it's dark out, and the Nether is not dark. So when I was doing my research, I realized that in a lot of other cultures, there's this like implicit assumption that, you know, darkness is bad and light is good. And I don't know, that's not really been the case with. Sorry about that. I appear to have blacked out or whited out for a second there. Yeah, that was very strange. But to get back to what I was talking about, at least in my village, darkness has never been the scary thing, because like I said, the Nether, it's perpetually light there. There's just this ambient, I mean, you've seen it. There's this ambient, sinister glow about the place. And we have like every place I'm sure does. We have our own legends, and one of the ghost stories I used to hear a lot as a child was the story of Herobrine, and he, he's not, I mean, at least I don't think he's real, but he has these glowing white eyes, and he just comes in and builds mysterious things, and is overall terrifying. And same thing with lightning and fire. They can be beautiful, but they can also cause great harm. So, I don't know, the whole idea of the whole idea of darkness being evil doesn't really sit well with me, but at the same time, these monsters are only spawning in darker areas, and that's kind of terrifying. So another thing that kind of comes up a lot in these different cultures is the idea of a creation ex nihilo, which basically just means something appearing out of nowhere. And again, this is like maybe these monsters are just appearing out of nowhere. That's another theory that I have to consider. And in some respects, we can see where this is paralleled in our world. So, for example, we have those magma blocks that literally just started existing one day. They didn't exist before, but they do now. And things like that happen all the time, and it's, well, not all the time, but they do happen occasionally. And there's never been like a really good explanation for why that happens. Whoops, wrong way. Yeah, this may have to be retired soon. But like I said, some things do just appear out of nowhere, but at the same time, we have our other legends, at least in my town, which is the legends of Steve and Alex, who were allegedly, these are all just like children's stories. I don't necessarily believe that they for sure happened, but stories come from somewhere, right? Anyways, they were supposedly the first inhabitants of the overworld. So like before there were villages, before there was, towns and things like that, there was Steve and there was Alex. And the thing is, though, in our legends, they're explorers and adventurers. And that means they came from somewhere, right? So we just don't know if in fact they existed. We don't know where they came from. So here's kind of the theory that I've come up with more recently as I've continued my research, and that is, what if there's a third dimension, the other end of the spectrum? So we've got the darkness to the nether's light, and what if that's where these monsters are coming from? What if that like third dimension is what is infecting our world and turning people into monsters? I don't really know how I'm gonna test this theory, because if there is another dimension, then we have to be able to find it somehow, right? But I don't even know where to begin with that. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit overflowing without the labels to help me remember where everything is. And yeah, so that's the state of our research. right now, and if you guys have any insights on where I should take this research moving forward, please share with me, because like I said, I am totally, well, not totally, but I've come to a bit of a standstill, in that I think I've learned most of what I'll be able to learn from the zombie spawner. But anyways, poor Kedi spent several days down in the darkness, punching zombies and trying to save the zombie villagers that I could, and constantly falling into bedrock. And I have a new number one fear now, and that is that one day, let me go grab some blocks actually, because you'll see why in just a second. But my new worst fear is to one day be stuck in a 2 deep pit of bedrock without any blocks to help me up, and just have no way to escape, because I'm a wee bit claustrophobic. I think I told you about my irrational dislike of elevators, and while I can overcome that, I can't think of anything worse than a pit where I literally have no choice but to wait and starve to death. So on that happy note, I'm going to take a nap, and I will get back to you in a bit. So I was just waiting for all the sand I just mined to smelt into glass, and I thought it would be fun to clear up the massive amounts of coal that I had accumulated by pillaring up as high as I could and then digging down. And it's nice because I turned the render distance up to maximum, which is 30, just for this clip. And you know, we're getting our first good view of the wider world a little bit. So looks like we got a swamp over there, we got a huge ocean, a pretty big taiga, some plains. It's gonna be good, guys. Whenever we finally start exploring, I will make my way back down to Earth with Fortuna. A second ago, there was this guy and his twin brother. They're so adorable. I don't know if I can find the other one. But yeah, there is once again life in the village. I'm kind of curious where that other guy went. Alright, well, I'm going to play some more hide and seek with the kids. And, oh, there he is, I think. Yeah, hey there. Let me make sure that's the other one. Yep. So I can already tell those two are going to be trouble. Just see how crazy that kid was running around. And waiting for grass to grow. There's another one! When did that happen? Where did you come from? Where are they all coming from? This is so exciting. Hi there. Got pretty green eyes. Well, y'all have pretty green eyes. But you look like you're going to be a librarian or a cartographer someday. You and I are going to be the best of friends, provided Mr. Gollum does his job. But the cartographer, right, he can give us maps to exciting places, because he just has like the sixth sense almost about locating them. So I've never explored any of the things, obviously, that cartographers are allegedly able to navigate you to, because I've never met a cartographer. And we probably won't be doing that necessarily anytime soon, but I thought it would be fun while we're just chilling with the golem. I think the golem might be stuck there. I tried flushing him out and he didn't flush out. But while we're just chilling, I thought it might be fun to trade with our cartographer if he doesn't keep running away. Alright. Oh, I didn't know you. That one unlocked on it. Oh, wait. No, come back! This guy's a little bit shy. Well, I think it's more that he's just like super adventurous. Cartographer's got the exploration bug, which is starting to infect me with the exploration bug, buddy. All right. Any more traits? Nope, doesn't look like it. All right. Wait, really? That one. There we go. All right. So I can give him a compass now for an emerald. And while we're at it, we should probably make our first map too. We can make our basic zoomed all the way in map of the village. See, I'm just getting totally sidetracked here, but this is pretty exciting. It's fun and new adventures in Kedi's life, you know? More sugarcane it is. Oh yeah, the Terrible Two have grown up, by the way. And amusingly enough, they have exactly... Why am I getting wheat? That doesn't even make sense. Amusingly enough, they have exactly the same default trades, except for one of them is exactly 1 emerald cheaper on both trades. So I'm thinking he's just constantly trying to show up his brother, because that sounds like something he would do, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, there you are. All right. All right, that's locked out. Gonna refresh. Nope. So we will do this trade. And we only want to do it once, so empty map. Okay. There you are. Let's see what you got. Let's try that again. Ocean Explorer map. Woodland Explorer map. Do we have enough? We only have enough emeralds for one of them. We'll get the Ocean Explorer map, right? That makes sense. Which that's woodland. Oh, and the ocean one's cheaper, so that works out. I like how when you wake up, you bounce on the bed. That's a great way to start your morning. All right. We never gotten one of these before. Okay, so I think that means we'd have to go that way. And so we'd have to go that way to find our ocean monument, which we will do. We will do someday, don't you worry. Let's see if we can get enough emeralds to. Now this has just turned into. I had plans. I was gonna start on the project that I just spent all that time digging out. But I think this is gonna actually end up being a what are we gonna do in the future type of thing. Because I was also in the process of trying to breed another mule because I accidentally killed the one that I had. I don't know how he died. I like right clicked him and he just spontaneously died, which was really sad, but yeah, what can you do? What was I looking for? Item frames, which needs sticks, which needs wood. I'm so good at remembering recipes. Like, I cannot tell you. When I started playing this game, I always played on Xbox 360, so it just automatically filled in the recipes for you. It just blew my mind when I used the PC crafting system for the first time, because I was like, how do people remember this stuff? Let's see, we're gonna need 6. We're gonna need 1 for the ocean, 1 for the woodland, and then 4 for 4 are village. We don't have a good place to put these just yet. Well, we can put, for now, we're gonna put the map of village is gonna go here. See, this is the top, bottom. It's not completely filled out yet, but we'll fix that. And then we'll put these will be our adventure reminders. Put ocean over there, and now let's try and get some more emeralds. And the party over here, I think they just feel safer when they're by the golem. I'm like 90% sure that's what it is. Because, like, I feel safer when I'm by the golem. And I have a sword and fancy armor to defend myself with. Okay. 19. 20. Oh, nice. 21. All right. Let's get this. And a compass. Well, look at that. Conveniently, we have one compass left. Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, what did I just do? I don't know. Let's see what direction that's going to be in. Oh, man. Look at our little melon farm. So little. That thing is huge, but it looks deceptively small from the outside. I guess we could check up on our farmer friend while we're in the area. Didn't expect this to turn into a mapping episode, did you? I didn't either. But that's how many of the best things in life work. You do something unexpected. Right, so we need to go over to the mountains, because I think that's I call that like giant gray area my hunting field, because especially early game when I was trying to get those first spider eyes, that's where I would go. I would go up there, and I would just wait for monsters to appear so I could viciously murder them. So I think we're in the right area right now, but it's very distracting to have. Oh, here. Could have sworn I put a gate over here, but I guess I didn't. Yep, there we go. Got all of that one. Got all of that one. Don't got all of that one. Well, I should have. Poor planning, Kedi. What is it that you said the other day? Proper planning prevents poor performance? Yeah. That's okay. We'll just do some mountaineering. Mountain climbing? I've always wanted to climb. Well, I accidentally climbed a very small mountain once. It's debatable whether it was actually a mountain or not. I don't think you can get up this way. That's a shame. We'll just take the aquatic route. You can see the desolation of the well, you won't be able to see it because visibility is very poor. But yep, this is how I get my sand and clay and gravel and whatnot. Because of course I have Aqua Affinity and Depth Strider. I didn't do this underwater until I got those things. Because you can mine at basically the same speed especially with efficiency 4 already on my shovel. Like, you don't even notice the difference, and it makes the job of making the place not look terrible from your strip mining or quarry a lot easier. And it's bottom left. That's top left. And look at that. Oh, that was just the brightness on my computer. She looks so small. It feels like when we looked at it in, like, I believe the first week, or maybe it was the second week, and we pillared up really high and like took a view of the perimeter, it felt so big. But now looking at it seems so small. But it's like everything in life. Start small, then you build on that. Investigation. of zombie spawner. Yep, so like I said, I've done pretty much all of the research that I think right now I'll be able to get out of this zombie spawner. But we still need to finish that up, and we need to fix the sorter since, you know, Kedi built that outside of range of the spawner. But we'll get to all of that next week, and possibly the week after that. Let me know, like I said, if you want a little more variety, want a little less variety, you want to see me building more, you want to see me building less. I love building, so there's always going to be building, but I just can't stay away from it for too long. But yeah, so I will see you next week. Until then, I shall just keep on keeping on. Bye-bye. One final note before I go, as the sun begins to set in the background atop Memorial Mountain, as we remember the loss of one of our farmer friends this week. And he said something to me a few days before he was lost that I thought was very insightful. And that is that life isn't about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And that can be really hard sometimes. But throughout all of the storms of life, my hope for you and my hope for myself is that together we can learn to dance in the rain. So, until I'm able to find you, keep dancing and carry on.